Hello, how's it going? Welcome to some more sound designing on the good old twitch.tv. Um, it's weird. I was setting up the stream a little bit. Also, sorry, a little late. But I was setting up the stream and Streamlabs had an update, so I was like, oh, cool. There's like some new stuff here. It looks like you can add tags and whatnot, which I think you could before, but it has like a search now, so you can just type something in and it'll suggest all the available tags. And there isn't anything for sound or sound design. The closest thing I could find was auditory ASMR. So there just isn't any sound design option, which I think is weird. Um, because I know I'm not the only one doing sound design on Twitch, and I think there must have been like a music tag or something like that. Um, but it's kind of weird that I don't know. I guess it's not super weird because there's not a huge demand for it, maybe, but it's just interesting. There isn't a sound design category, or there isn't a there is there even like a game design category? I don't think there is. I really don't think there is, which is interesting. I saw some like tags that were about game design, like a level design one and stuff like that. But I don't know if there's an actual like category besides creative for game design. I know a lot of people do like programming streams, but they have to put that under like technology. Um, I think there's finally like an art category because there's so many people just doing art streams. But that's all like visual art stuff. So it doesn't quite fit this. Um, yeah, I don't know. Just thought that was odd. Um, Reason I'm late today as well is because I was just finishing up some stuff in my Unreal project, which is actually at a point that I wouldn't be opposed to streaming it. I've started over, I think, 3 times now on it, but this time feels good. I have a good plan in my mind of how I want it to play out. I have a decent idea now of how to use Unreal in a very basic way. Um, and I have some stuff I can fiddle around with. And I'm at a point where I can start just like Googling little things and start building up my knowledge from there, at least with this specific project that I want to do. Turns out the simplest solution was the best one. I should have just done the FPS template instead of the like FPS shooter game project example, or like I followed a whole tutorial and that didn't quite work. Um, because the tutorial was like really old, it's like years old, so that didn't quite work either. But yeah, I just did the FPS template. Everything's in blueprints on that. It's super easy to understand. There's only like 5 different animations, and it's just very, very easy to work with and branch off from. Now that I sort of know what to do from the tutorials, so it's going really well. I just set up this morning um, the ability to like know what surface you're walking on, so I can set up a switch container in Wise and get that going, so I can have material based footsteps. Um, I'm kind of proud of myself. I set it up not on event tick, which is quite new for me. I'm usually just like, just have everything run every frame because I don't know how to program. Um, but then I had like an epiphany in the shower, and I was like, oh, I could just do it with an animation event. And so now every time the player takes a step, does a line trace downwards, checks what material it hits, checks what the tag of the actor component is, and then saves that as a string. So then I have that string, um, and then I can use that string later in Wise to change the switch container. I just need to make sure that I don't accidentally tag something twice. Um, because then it could, I don't know what would happen then. In my mind, I have Unity at the forefront for like game engine stuff. So things can only have one tag, and it's really easy to get them. You just, game object dot tag, and it just gets the string, um, or gets it as a string. But in Unreal, it's a little different because you can have multiple tags on an object, so it always gets the tags as an array. And so right now, I just have arrays that are one length, or have a length of one, and it's a little weird because I in my mind I would have thought they would have just had one tag, but no, they have multiple tags. So I don't know what would happen if I had multiple tags. I think it would just take whatever the last tag was or is, which I guess is fine. Um, and I can understand wanting multiple tags on stuff. It's just I think it's more than what I need. Either way, um, I'll probably stream that once this is done, which I think this is actually almost done. I was just looking at the post-it that I had, um, and the only things that are left on it, because I haven't touched this in a couple weeks. I didn't stream last week because I was pretty tired and also getting my vaccine later in that week, so I was like, I should get other stuff done. Um, but I got my second dose, so I'm all good now after a couple weeks. But all that we need to do is make the zoomed out shot quieter, and have the ambience down a bit more on that one, mainly, just because it's such a wide shot. Pretty much give every scene its correct kind of feeling from the camera as the listener. And then we need more on the initial jump, which I think means I need to just add some more stuff to that initial jump to make it feel cooler. So those are the only two things I have written down. I'm sure I'll think of some stuff, and also I'm gonna do what I did last time and just play some games of chess. Like I'll take a 5 minute game of chess break every few minutes or so, or every like 15, 30 minutes or so. Ooh, hold on, let me slam the rest of this tea. My mug is so huge that like I have to practically go 180 degrees to get the last bit of tea in it, but it's worth it. Okay, why don't we listen to what we have just so that we know where we're at? Because I haven't listened to this in a little bit. Okay, let's see. You can hear that. Okay, cool. Neat. Very cool. It does get very silent there. I need to actually emphasize that more, I think. Feels a little awkward. Yeah, there needs to be a larger, like, kind of thing. It feels a little thin as well with the knives. Yeah, that feels a bit thin. Um, I guess those are fine, but oh, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Let me actually start a new post-it note because I just had a bunch of ideas there, and I want to write them down. Sorry, I know most people would type them out like on a note on the screen, but my brain can't remember that. I like have to write it down on a post-it. So I need the swords to have more impact. Um, the final hit needs a leading whoosh. We need to lower ambience on the wide shot. I need to have the initial jump needs more emphasis, I'll say. And then let me give it one more listen here. Let me close my eyes, 'cause that's always something I forget to do. Okay, so the landing as well needs way more emphasis. Because with my eyes closed, I had no idea that she landed at all. And like this part, I have no idea that she's hitting anything. Besides maybe a little like that's like in there. So I think I might have to add some like clang kind of sounds in there. I think that would actually help because, oh, hello Kai, thank you for the hydrate. I always appreciate that. I'm actually gonna write that down too. The clang kind of noise. I guess this is also a little beyond mixing. That's more designing, if anything. They're more like a revision phase than mixing, but we're also mixing along the way. But if I pull up, let's see. I just did a Demon Souls redesign. And on the hits, I noticed for the original clip, like this is the original sound. Like there's all those like the really kind of like metal on metal impacts whenever they hit or stab or slice. And I thought that was really interesting. I thought it was like super interesting that that's how they handled that. Like it's just like it sounds like the sword is like hitting something super hard or getting hit with like a hammer or something like that. I thought that was such a weird sound to have in there, but it makes it really feel like you're hitting something and hitting something hard. And I tried to replicate that with the redesign, and it worked out really nicely. Like, there's still work to be done on that, but because it's nowhere near as nice as these. Like, oh my lord. That's cool. Okay. Enough fanboying over Demon Souls sounds. But those like little clangs and stuff really, apparently, I guess, just help, which is kind of interesting to me. So I think I want to start with that. Um, yeah, because that seems like the easiest thing to kind of add in. So I would go in the untremoloed kind of group here. And let's see. I think I want them to be still a little magical feeling. So I might actually add a little bit of like Valhalla Shimmer to it and see if that does anything. Um, let's try that. Okay. Okay. We're gonna want to make that a bit more like aggressive. What I'll do with Devil Lock, which is over here. And like I just like to push this kind of a lot. And it doesn't need to be that long. It really just needs to ring out just a hair. And then after that, I like to frequency shift to make it feel a little like heavier. Actually, I might keep this ring modulation. I like that. That sounds, it just feels a little grittier with the ring mod if you get it in a nice spot. Um, and then to make it feel a little more magical, let's try the shimmer. And I want this to be like very quick. So I'm gonna keep the diffusion high and the size low, feedback low. And we'll keep the shift maybe there. That works. Man, that's still pretty long. Pretty long tail. What if we do the dark color? Okay. About reverse. Dual. I like the single reverse. We can keep that. Ah, okay. The diffusion actually helps keep that a little more tame. Cool. And then I'm actually going to render that to this track. I'll take in from 75. Oh, I have a count in on. Cool. And then I can just scooch that back a bit. Get rid of that kind of pre-delay that Valhalla Shimmer seems to always want to have. So then together, should feel a bit more natural. Yeah, I like that more. Cool. I want that sooner. And then, oh yeah, I have these little impacts down here. I totally forgot. I should make those a bit louder, huh? And I'll group these together in case I want to change how loud they are. This will be like clangs. Hold on, gotta spell it right. Clangs. Or we could go like crazy with it and do like clangs. There we go. Nice. Okay. Let's get more. There's only about like 3 of them that are in there. The final hit feels powerful enough to me. Let's try this one. Oops. Also, let me turn off that counts in before I forget. Okay, cool. Let's stick that there. Cool. And then, good thing I have enough of these. Stick that one there. That one can ring out a bit longer. Actually, I'll pitch it down too because it's the slow-mo. That poor dude too. Like this dude in the corner just goes. Ooh. uh, okay, and then I want to turn on shimmer and record these. Turn off shimmer. And then now I can scooch these over a bit that they kind of match up with the sound a little bit more nicely. Fade that out. Fade this out. Doesn't need to be that long. Send it together. The last one's a little early. Yeah. Maybe we scooch that forward a bit too. So that with the whoosh packed layer, why did I call it that? Okay, and then in context, it does kind of work, but I think it needs to be a bit more like it just needs to feel a bit more fitting. It stands out a bit awkwardly. I think we need to do something overall to it. I kind of, and my initial thought right now is just to duplicate the actual metallic hits and just bring them down an octave. And kind of just turn that down a bit. We could also take these reverbs from shimmer, pitch those down a bit as well. Okay. Let's color this really fast. Let's do like this kind of weird, depressing gray. It doesn't feel like it's really hitting your chest in the way I want it to. And I don't think bringing up the kicks is going to be our answer. Maybe these whooshes just aren't doing it. What if I just compressed them a lot? This needs to be a little bit lower in pitch, that one. Actually, it just needs to be forward a little. Oh, here's an idea. Hold on. What if we... I'm going to find Phoenix Verb. I've been really liking Phoenix Verb lately. I picked it up for like $10 for some sale because someone on Twitter and in game audio Twitter was like, "This is a great reverb," and I was like, "Oh, it's only like $10." So I bought it and I was like, "Wow, this looks old." Like it looks kind of old. But then I started using it a little bit because I was like, maybe they're right. You know, I don't want to just doubt their opinion. And it's actually really nice for just kind of like general algorithmic reverb kind of stuff. Because typically I would just use Ableton's reverb for that, and it's Ableton's reverb is how do I put it like nicely? Like it's kind of garbage. It's there's no real nice way to put it. It's not great. It gets the job done, but it's not that nice. It's very limited from what I've fiddled with. Um, it's pretty much always bright and never really full if I want it to be like a darker reverb. Um, and then I bought Valhalla Room to kind of combat that, and Room is very dark and like kind of cavernous feeling. It sounds like, rooms, which we're not really trying to simulate a room right now. My idea right now is to render this with reverb, or render this out and then reverse it, run it through reverb and then reverse that. Pretty much just do reverse reverb onto this and see how that sounds. And so Phoenix Verb, I think, will fit the bill better for that. And there's also a preset called Eric's Hall, which I think is very funny, because that's like me. I'm Eric. Let's go. Yeah, let's just go with it and see how this sounds. That works for me. Cool. So this is going to take in from clangs. We're going to drag that onto there. And then we're just going to record this. Cool. And I've got this on this audio track. And then we can bring that up to 100% dry wet, reverse this. And I actually might want to compress that a bit too. And then I'm going to freeze and flatten this. And then thankfully, I can just reverse this little bit now. Drag this out. Everything's all lined up. It's pretty convenient that it just works out like that. And if I drag this back into the clangs group, assign its color, and just call this rev verb. Bring it down a bit. What if we brought it back a bit? How about a little less than that? And how about in context of everything too? I think there also needs to be like a shh kind of sound in there. I was trying to avoid it, but like I think it might just be necessary, like something like that, because it feels a little cheesy to me, but it does communicate what we need to communicate really well. So I think we'll go with that. Yeah. We only need 3 as well, so I kind of want like, those are a bit aggressive, but like these quicker ones are really nice for like the elegant little dagger kind of moves. That's a nice one. We'll go with that. Kind of like this one. And I want like a bigger one for the slow-mo hit. I think this one works, and I can pitch this one down a bit. Cool. And then we'll just line these up kind of roughly. I might pitch this one down a bit because it doesn't have, I want a slower attack on it. And then the classic Devil Lock. God, this project file, dude, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Okay. I want to fade these out quite a bit. And then I also kind of want to run this through Decapitator. And then I'm going to render that because I want to shape those with some fades. Oh, look at that. All sausaged out. Just the way I like it. Look at those sounds. Cool. And then I can definitely bring those down a bit, and also for that, I should EQ them to be not so piercing. In fact, actually, I might even boost some of these lows for them. Can I even, like, overdrive those lows? Kind of like that, actually. Let's do that. Okay. Let's get rid of that boost to there and just keep it about there. So then together with everything, these don't really need to ring out, do they? If anything, they should actually be a little bit lower in pitch because they aren't really poking out too much. Okay. This one can go up in pitch, actually. They're not quite doing what I want them to do, so what if I just reverse them? That kind of works. No, that doesn't quite work. Maybe I do need these ones up here. Let's try that one. I think maybe this is getting in the way too much. I think this also, I need to put double lock again on this. I pitch it down a little. Okay, and then I turn this on. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let's try some of these here. I pitched this down by like 5 dB semitones. Getting my words all mixed up. That goes like a little in front of it, weirdly enough. This does not need to be that low, I think, then. This one can be a few dB quieter. Do this down. And then fade it out. Cool. Scooch that back. I didn't pitch that one down. Huh. What am I doing then? This one needs to be pitched down though. And that can be brought down a decent amount. Maybe bring that back up. Cool. Let's glue that stuff a little bit together. And clean it up. Maybe not full compression like that. And I want to cut a good amount of those mids there. It's a bit loud. What if I did like a... This is going to be a little stupid, but I kind of want to do a delay on this. And then automate the dry wet to come in. It kind of works, like rings out a little bit more nicely, weirdly enough. This could be more forward, huh? This could do with being louder, actually. What if I took this and I did a little bit of something like this? That feels a little awkward with how slowly the knives come in. If I do it like this, that feels a little better actually. What if I switched the positions of these though? This could be back just a bit. It's like almost there. This needs to be forward just a bit more, so I'm going to actually duplicate this so then I can scooch this forward and they can overlap a little bit. If I scooch this back even more. So I want like a good cadence. I like how they kind of go like, because they do show up sort of one at a time. This one can be a bit quieter though. This one could be a little louder actually. Okay, I think that's cool. Let's see. I think I also need, just in the Foley layer, some more hits. Probably make those louder, huh? Those are pretty quiet. I wish they were a little less similar, but it's fine. Yeah, these backpack hits, which I think are just actually my bed instead, don't really work. What if I do that? Like scooch them back a bit. Do some more EQing. It's weird when I have two EQs after one another, but I think it's fine. And then I'll scooch these actually forward just a little bit. I'm going to save because the project is struggling. This one is way too far forward. And same with this one. This one's still a bit forward. Okay. Maybe I do just go in to like the sweeteners layer here and just add some kicks. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Is just doing that and going absolutely freaking insane. And I like this kick for more natural kind of hits. And I like to EQ out the highs and mids a bit. Just so it's a little more thumpy. And I might actually pitch these down too. And then I'm gonna make this really short. Okay, that's about what I want. Let's put those in position together. You scooch this one forward to be in front of the white noise. Okay. Yeah, that actually just hits a little harder. Though I might pitch this one up and this one down. But it does feel like it needs more of like a slash to it, right? Maybe we just go absolutely nuts with the slashing sound. Maybe I cut the reverb of these as well. Like the same time. Dry, wet, do one of those. Cut this a lot sooner. Cool. Okay. Then I did kind of want to just steal that sound. If I pitch this down. This could work. Okay. These are all the same. This is 05. Oh yeah, they're all the same sound, just pitched around differently. So what if I just did the same thing? Pitch that one down, pitch that one up. And then what if I actually just cranked these? lot going on now in this. Okay, hold on. Let me listen to this again. That last hit feels a little early, yeah. Donk, so like here-ish. It's like a little before that. So why does that end hit feel so good? Is it just this? It's weird because I have that same sound for these hits. Maybe they just need to be louder. Kai hitting another hydrate, appreciate it. I mean, that just feels better. I'm not sure what is up with this magical sound, but it is just fitting way too well in this. That crowd could fade out a little sooner. Or I mean a little later. Crowd is in vocals. What is up with that? Because that last hit's a little. Ah, okay, so it's the Wish Pact is a little early. It's right here. Now it's a little late. Oh, you know what? It's totally the hit in here. Which needs to be more forward. I kind of liked it staggered though. Yeah, like that feels a little better. I might actually keep this one back a bit. How come your Ableton isn't getting upset with video? Mine does all the time. Are you on a PC or a Mac? Because on PC, I had so many troubles with video. when I was using, like I just had days where it would never open a single project file with a PC. Yeah, PC. Yeah, that's the only thing I could figure out with Ableton and video is just that it does not like working on a PC. I'm pretty sure Ableton's like made for Mac and then ported to PC or something like that. So a lot of the stuff in it is sort of Mac oriented. After switching to a Mac for my audio stuff and using Ableton, it just got a lot more reliable. It still crashes and like it's still a DAW that gets funky every once in a while, but things got a lot more stable with it when I switched, which I was worried it wouldn't, but I'm glad that it did. But yeah, when I was on my PC, I got video to work after downloading a bunch of stupid like video drivers, and I had to like do some black magic to get it just to work. I could import stuff into Ableton, but then it just showed a black screen. So I was like, oh, Google, how do I fix this? And then there was like 3 different solutions, and a combination of like 2 of them worked for me. It was like some permission settings and then some codec thing that I had to download. Um, Also, in addition to downloading like the ASIO for all codecs and or that's a driver. Um, but either way, I had to download a bunch of crap just to get Ableton to work kind of on my PC, kind of smoothly and like usably, which was annoying. Um, but it worked. And then after a little bit, it stopped. Like it was working fine for a while, and then for some reason one day it just stopped wanting to work correctly, and my what ended up happening with my videos is that I would I would be able to import a video into Ableton, but if I closed the project and try to reopen it, it would crash on startup. And I wouldn't be able to open my project file unless I deleted or removed the video file from the actual project folder where it was referencing it. Um, Streamlabs just said my CPU usage was negative 13,000% for a second there. Weird, but okay. Um, but yeah, so it wouldn't let me open up an Ableton project with a video in it after a while, and I had to like pretty much delete the video and the Ableton file that it generates when you import it, and then re-import the video into the project file and hope that it didn't crash the project. Um, Usually it did, but there were some rare occurrences where it didn't, and I got very lucky a couple of times with it. 'Cause there was a final that I was crunching to get done, and I had to do it over the course of 2 days, and I was very nervous the project file wouldn't open back up, and I was gonna have to not start over, but just make a new project file and do some splicing, and it was just gonna be really bad. But thankfully that worked. Uh, but yeah, it just got really annoying to use video in it. So I was just like, this is dumb. I don't like it. This is stupid. I hate this. I really want to switch to a Mac. And plus my PC was just dying. It was just absolutely on the outs. I'd had it since the beginning of college, and I used it for like, 8 hours a day for 4 years. Um, so it was pretty much on the outs. So I was like, I'll bite the bullet and get a Mac because I can do everything that I can do for work on a Mac anyways. And I still have a PC. Like, if the PC still worked, I could just reset it and then have it be a PC machine that just kind of stunk. And so I did that for a little bit, um, which worked fine. Um, and then eventually got some projects and whatnot to save up enough money to actually get a tower PC, which I have now, which is great. I built one online and ordered it. Um, It's like it was like half the price of what my laptop was, and it's like 10 times as powerful as my laptop. So that was pretty convenient. Um, so yeah, the setup that I have now is I'm pretty happy with. So I have like a PC tower down here, and my MacBook laptop there, and I have a second monitor here, so I can have like two monitors for when I'm working on my Mac, and then one for my PC. It'd be nice if I had a second one for my PC, but I don't have any space to put it because there's just a wall right here, and I can't really hang anything above me. Um, I'll figure that out like when I move out. Yeah, that's that's my little segue there, or tangent. But yeah, I wish there was a solution to it. I'm really sorry because it's such an awful answer, but the solution for me to get my video working was just to switch to Mac. Oh God, which I cannot really recommend because it's just too expensive. Um, it's just not really something you can be like, oh yeah, just buy a MacBook. Like the prices for those things are absolutely just ludicrous. It's insane. Um, but with how much I'm working in audio and all that stuff, and how much I spend my time, like how much of my time I spend in Ableton is just like it's been worth it for me, which is nice. Um, it's made things a little bit smoother. It's still a little wonky. I have like a bad mouse. It's this weird like RGB one that I use. I need to get a new mouse. There's only USB-C ports on it, so I also had to buy like a hub thing for it, which is annoying. I have a wireless keyboard for it so that I can use it. So I had to get a bunch of just extra crap as well to make using the Mac more usable. Um, but now that I have also my MacBook is on a pile of books so that it's at my eye level instead of like down. Um, and I had to get the bigger one because the smaller one would just hurt my neck and eyes. Um, so yeah, it was annoying. I also bought a external hard drive to back it up, and there's an SSD that has a USB-C cable. Like it was just so many little intricacies, but it's nice because I can actually bring it places and actually work on things. Unlike my other laptop, which didn't have a battery, because the battery just didn't really work anymore. It just had to always be plugged in. Um, but now like I can bring this MacBook to work and I can work for a few hours on it for audio and stuff and not have to worry about the charge. And it runs stuff perfectly fine. Them RGB lights though, yeah, look at this. Like a party in the bottom of my mouse. It's just that part though. It's just like a weird thing on there. I did kind of mess up this mouse though, like on the top, this thing is all scratched out and like gross looking because those are the DPI buttons and one of them got stuck and it annoyed me because I wanted to change my DPI back to what was comfortable for me and it was way too like low with how it was set and I couldn't change it because the button got stuck. So I actually had to cut out a piece of the plastic in the mouse so that it could get unstuck. I tried like pushing it out and all that stuff didn't quite work and then yeah, ended up just having to cut out a good chunk of the plastic to get it unstuck. That was really funny. Um I'm gonna save really quick and then I'm gonna go use the restroom and we're gonna play a game of chess because my ears are getting a little tired. But I think we're at a point which is good. I'm gonna listen to this once and then go use the restroom. This could be a little louder. And also a little sooner. Okay, not that much louder. And also a little bit lower in pitch. Just like here-ish. And I'm going to EQ out some of the sub in that to make room for the kick in the sweeteners layer. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to actually go use the restroom after one more listen. Okay, these hits could bear to be a little quieter. This one could also bear to be a bit quieter. This could also be scooched forward a little. This layer isn't doing anything. Okay, sorry, I had to focus for a second there. I had ideas, I wanted to get them out. Now I'm gonna go to the restroom, and then we'll play some chess. Let me clean up these open groups. Okay. Man, look at that project file, man. Packed. Absolutely packed. All right, be right back. Here we go. We have an away screen for this. Check it out. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Bada bing. Chess.com. Not today. New game. Here we go. Make the window a little smaller to show Ableton still in the background there. All right. Oh, another hydrate. Perfect. So we're gonna do 5-minute chess, just to not waste too much time. Playing as black pieces. Oh, we're just gonna do that. Open up our king. Let's do one of these. Right. We're gonna hit him with one of these. So we threaten their king. They castled. Interesting. Very interesting. We get to then develop this knight, and we could take this pawn. Ah. Right. I guess that works. That wasn't the best move, though. Wasn't the worst. That's for certain. Let's move that up. Threaten the knight there. Right. So that should be a good move. No, he can just take, and then I take, and then he takes, and I'm still in check. That was a bad move. I should have just moved the king, I think. He's using a lot of time, though. Right. He's going to go for this knight, which we can guard with that. I'm struggling a bit because I need to get this bishop out. I need to start developing my other pieces. Okay, that pawn. Let's develop this and threaten the bishop. We're gonna play a little aggressive because we got the opportunity to. Yeah, that's right. Back up. Back up. All right, all right, all right. So now the question is, what do we do? That's a great question, Eric. I should have answered that before I started making these moves. I'm going to put my queen here. I believe that is safe, and it's pinning this pawn. Okay. My knight is under threat. I'm gonna move it here, and I can fork those pieces. Right. Um, I can just take this pawn then. Yes. I'm using a lot of time though. I just looked at my time. This is bad. This is quite bad. Don't want to take this pawn with this knight because I no longer have my queen covering it. But I believe I want to take this. It's my next move. Oh no, but then he just gets my knight for free, so I do not want to do that. Um, Odd, but okay. Yeah, kind of weird. Kind of a weird move, but I'm kind of here for it. I'm gonna push my pawn. What did that move do? Right. Good one. Great one, actually. Nice. Okay. Interesting play. So I'm just going to take your bishop. This rook is bothersome. I wonder if I can get him to move it. Because I could mate if I get this up there. If I get this up there safely. This is scaring me. What is he doing with this? Um, we're just gonna take his rook and make him feel a little weird. Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you for that one. Okay. So then I can just, yeah, we're gonna do that. Take it. Are you weird? Okay. Are you? Why did I say are you weird? I was. I meant to say are you sure, and then also just thought the move was very weird. I apparently made two blunders though during that game. Let's find out what they were. I felt pretty good about that. I was a little concerned about my play, but we won, right? Oh, the accuracy. 9.0 accuracy against 8.2 accuracy. I'm at the correct elo. I am at the correct elo. This is great. They were winning. They were winning the whole time. They were winning the whole time. And I think they just gave up on their queen, right? That was the pivoting point. Was when I took their queen. They just sort of had it at that point, and then they kind of just gave up. Man, okay, well let's go through move by move. I'm so surprised I won. So book moves, book moves. That was a good move for them. Oh, whoops. Analysis. Here we go. So I made a good move, but that was the best. Fine. It makes sense. I guess it does guard that. They liked the take. Interesting. Oh. They wanted me to move that back? I guess. Why were they in such a winning position right here? Is it because I was down a bishop? That seems a bit much. Oh, they wanted to pin my knight. That would have been bad. That would have been very bad if they pinned my knight. That would have been extremely bad because then they could have just taken it and I would have had to deal with that in some way. But most likely castling. Which I didn't even notice that I could do at that point in the game. Interesting. Okay. That was a mistake. They wanted me to castle at that point after they had, okay. And then that was their best move. Best move. Oh, thank goodness, moving that pawn was the best move. Maybe it just didn't have very many options. Okay. Where's like my blunder? I see there's one over here. Ah. But that was a blunder for them. Yeah, I remember them moving that and I was like, huh. Okay. Doesn't really do much for them. Yeah, moving that knight would have just been a good idea because it threatens my queen, which is just sort of stuck there. So I would have had to move it like up here. Or up here. Which is just a weird position for it to be in. Alright. They still like their knight being here to threaten my queen. Yeah, apparently that's still bad moves. That was a blunder? That's their... Oh, because I can just take it with the knight. I didn't even see that. I totally should have done that. My knight could have just taken their queen, right? Come on, I gotta click it right. Yeah, they're not... I missed taking their queen. And that was a blunder because I should have taken their queen. And their queen really should have just taken my bishop. I guess. No, because then I could have just taken with the king. Yeah, that's sort of when the game was over. Okay, cool. Chess game finished. Back to audio. So where were we? I'm kind of getting burnt out a little bit. Not burnt out, but just... I'm getting a little tired of working on this clip for today. In a couple hours, almost. It's been about an hour and a half, actually. I need to eat lunch. But I think I could last the next 20 minutes. Seems feasible. We only played one game of chess, but that's fine. So let me listen and see what else stands out to me that we could work on. I kind of want that to be a little louder, this thing. Make that one a little louder. I think just generally, is there a utility? Yeah, there is. Perfect. Just generally make this whole thing louder. Let's add a little dip in there. Okay, then over here, let's maybe raise this a bit. Oops, there we go. Oh, that's right. We need to lower the crowd during that part. Let's grab the utility here. So on this one, it's pretty close together. Like, I should really mark out these cuts too. That's not a bad idea. There's a cut here. I'll just name this cut, and we'll do that for all of these. It's not a bad idea just to do that right now. Okay, there's a cut right there. Call that a cut. And then cut right here. Cut. And there's a cut right there. Okay. And we'll call that, you'll never guess what, cut. And I guess that's a cut right there. It's a very subtle one though. We'll do a save just for safety. Safety. Cut right there. I think that's the last cut. Yeah, cool. Got all the cuts cut out, I guess. So over here, I want things to be a little louder. And then over here, I want things to be a bit quieter. Let me just get rid of that little midpoint in there. Smooth that out. Let's actually fade that a bit. And then, yeah, on this one, we could bring up this volume quite a bit. I want to really just cut that soon. Cool. I think that works. We're just doing some simple volume automation. The crowd there. I wanted to make. Let me cross off. We made the sword more impactful. We added the clang noise. The final hit needs a leading whoosh. Okay. It does. I think that is what I was more talking about. So let's go into sweeteners. And I made these whooshes for the Demon Souls redesign that I really liked. I'm gonna make some of those again. These giant rubber band sounds. Yeah, let's do that one. So what I did was just used Supermassive. I did the thing that Yuso did on Twitter a good while ago. It's just you play with the warp setting here. Let's bring that down. Make that really short. Bring that width way down. Give it more of a low cut. Let's grab a few of these. Then let's make a track to record what we do with them. I'll call these band wishes. Loop that. Let it go. Okay, that should be enough. We can just delete that giant rubber band track and turn off the loop markers. And there's some good ones somewhere. I like that one. Let's stick with that one. I want to pitch it down a bit. Kind of like the stereo presence of it. I'm going to reverse it as well. Really just cut it hard. Actually, I'm going to pitch it down some more. See what it's like. I might try actually one of these ones. One of the less stereo ones. You know what? We're actually going to do a little bit of both. We're going to take one of those more stereo ones. Like this one, I think was pretty stereo. We're going to automate the width of it using a utility to go from 100% to like 20%. It gives it more of like a kind of like closing feeling. My Discord notice we're on. And I could bring those down a little bit. I could probably clean them up a bit. I'll just copy that EQ. Okay, that's cool. I also want to add some white noise for that. Use this. I'll try and match those whooshes down there. Cool. And I'm actually going to move that down so I have more control over its volume. I kind of liked it there. What if I did one of these? A little too much noise. Okay, why don't we bring this down a little bit more? How much is this down? By 5 dB, so we need like a few more. I'll bring this one back up. Let's hear that in context of everything else. Where are those wishes at for that final hit? Because those could be a bit more up front. Does that just not play anything? Yeah, why does this wish layer just not do anything? Oh, because the gain is all the way down on it. I guess I'll just disable that for now. Okay, and this one could be compressed a bit is sort of what I'm thinking this needs. Yeah. Maybe not so much maker gain. Yeah, that works. We'll probably add in some noise too. It's like a little. Because it's missing some highs in there. I think that helps fill them out a bit. It could be a little quieter. Nice. Yo. I think that's the previous version of that. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that landing needs to be a bit more prominent. And I have to figure out how that works. How to get that feeling good. I think that'll be really difficult, actually. But the final hit needs a leading whoosh. Taken care of. Lower the ambience on the wide shot. Taken care of. Initial jump needs more emphasis, and the landing needs to feel more powerful. I hadn't written that part. That Ableton file is chunky. Yeah, look at this. Almost, yeah, 221 channels. Not necessarily tracks, because the groups are counted in that. So, but probably about 200-ish different audio tracks in here. Granted, that's including this for the video file and the source audio group up here. So, not entirely accurate, but it's a big one. And it's just for freaking like 11 seconds, man. Like 10 seconds. This is a 10.5-second clip. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I should put this on my reel. I'm putting so much work into it. But it's only 10 seconds. Like, it doesn't quite fit into the reel cleanly. I mean, I'm still going to put it on there. I'll have to figure out how else I can fill the space. I do like how this is turning out. ish. There's a part of me that wants to redo the sounds for the knives again. Um, but I'm sort of beyond that point now. I need to commit to what's there and hope that people think it sounds good. Because it'll never be perfect, right? So sort of gotta hope that it's good enough. I need to make the knives quieter too when it's all zoomed out. We gotta take from here. Or let me just. I wish there was a way to highlight from cut to cut. There is. Nice. Okay. I just sort of guessed what the hotkey was. Let's bring this down by like 10 dB. Whoops. All right. I don't think it needs to be that extreme because like the attention is still on her. It just feels better not being super reduced. That part is my favorite so far. I should go through and say like, what do I want to focus on each cut, and maybe take that cut at a time because this cut is good, and this one that feels good as well. This one, it's okay. That hit that over here could be a little more powerful when she steps on the shield. And that whoosh could maybe be a little bit better. I don't know. That part's tricky. But in this cut, just need to figure out what I can do to make her in the air a bit more interesting. So I might make the knives a bit more forward and less like reverbed out because it's kind of messy right there. Like, okay, so it's this. Yeah, that stuff is also super messy. It's this stuff, yeah. This could definitely be just like that. That stuff could be more prominent, right? This could definitely be louder. That wish could be a lot lower. Maybe bring this stuff down just a little bit. Okay, so it's starting to come out a bit. I think it's still just... Ah, that's the big culprit, ain't it? You freaking monster. Get down. If I just crank that. That's a bit much. How about there? Wonder why I don't have one of these in here. I pitched this down a bit. That kind of fits. Hmm. About this stuff. This stuff could be a little louder, huh? Like these two. This could be faded out. Let's bring these back down just a smidge, because they're not really the main sound that I want to hear. Halfway between the third and fourth cut marker, there seems to be a mid-range frequency going woo. Let's see. 1, to halfway between the third and fourth one. Oh yeah, it kind of goes woo woo. That sounds like a voice. Is it in here? Yeah, it is. It's probably one of the like grunts I have in there. Oh no, it's not. It's in one of these. I think it's this one. This one's me. Just pitched it down. It is a little distracting, isn't it? I'll bring this one down. Okay. Let's bring this one up a bit because it's kind of like she's hitting a soldier off screen. Not that much. Maybe a little bit closer. Where it was before was good. Cool, and I'll bring that up a little bit. It needs to be like there. So I just wanted grunts in there for people that get hit. Cool. Just makes the hits feel like they're actually landing a little bit. Okay. I'm kind of at a brain like mush point. So I think I'm gonna call it there. It still feels like there's an absolutely infinite amount of work to do on this thing though, which is weird. So we started off with needing to finish 2 things and then being done, and now it feels like we've got more things to finish with it. I think it's mainly just that bit in the air, and then figuring out how to make this feel a little bit more interesting, this bit. Because, like, this whole thing is a little boring. Just that whole section there is a little rough. Not rough, but just, like, a little uninteresting. There's not much change. It's just sort of like slash, slash, slash. So maybe I bring out different aspects of the knife, maybe? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I might do some asking around, get some feedback. Because I really want this to be, like, good. I really want to, like, now that I put so much time and effort into this, I want it to be like really, really, um, like really good. I want it to be pretty strong. Oh my god, my voice cracked. Um, yeah, okay. My brain is exploding a bit. I'm gonna go eat lunch and work on some other stuff for the rest of the day. This was a good stream. Thank you to everyone that came out today. Really appreciate it. I will be back. I will be back next week, most likely working on this some more. Um, I could be swayed to stream during the week this week. Now that I'm getting this Unreal project set up, I always say that I might stream during the week, but then I like don't. Um, so we'll see. Uh, but it's possible because I can only work on the Unreal project for my house, and so if I'm doing that, I might as well be streaming it, right? So I'll be working on audio stuff for it pretty much the next time I work on it. I'll be like integrating Wise and getting stuff set up in Wise. So, and also just like fiddling with some visual stuff that I wanted to have. Um yeah, okay. I think that's it. I will see everyone next time on Monday for some more of this same stuff. The same stuff. This is how people wave their hands nowadays. They just flail it about. Okay. Goodbye. 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 And then I'll hit the stream over screen. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Goodbye.